coming at ya. Hey, folks. Welcome. Welcome, Stein. So, before we get started, I'm like jumping right into it, gonna start doing stuff. I'm excited. Today feels like a Friday, although I don't usually get excited about Fridays all that much because I don't necessarily like cleaning. But it feels like a Friday because it is a preparation day. We are getting ready for a road trip. Boop, 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 boop. So I need to be packed for that road trip in T minus like between 1 hour and 3 hours, depending on how accurately predicted my co-pilot is in terms of when they'll get here. But they are on their way, and when they get here, we're gonna load up the stuff, and then tomorrow we are out of here early. So after breakfast. So I have a bunch of packing to do, and I thought you guys might find it interesting to come packing with me. I'm also going to be using. Oh, hey, Luna. Luna, you want to say hi? You want to say hi, Luna? Yeah. So I'm going to be using my Warhammer backpack, which is always packed and ready to go camping. Which means since this is a road trip, not a camping trip, I will need to pull a bunch of things out. So if you think it's interesting to see what it is I basically always take camping with me and what I'm going to take with me on a road trip instead, cross country, stick around. You might enjoy this. I think if you enjoy any of my other type of gear videos, I haven't done many gear videos, especially not recently, but even in the past I didn't do all that many. But anyway, that's what it's going to be about. It's going to be about me unpacking all the camping stuff out of here and then repacking it with all of the. Hey, Carolee, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I was just telling everybody that I'm gonna unpack all the camping stuff out of my Eberlestock Warhammer and repack it with all the stuff for the road trip because we're leaving in the morning and I need to have it packed in just a couple hours. So that is the plan. It's for a wedding that we're going to Virginia. So Texas to Virginia. So obviously we have to pack the cowboy boots, although they will not be the first thing we pack. And yeah, I guess we'll just jump into it. I don't exactly know what's going to be the best angle. Maybe I'll bring it close. I should probably bring it closer. I'll bring the chair over here maybe. Oh, or maybe switch which chair I'm keeping it on. Yeah. Maybe something more like that will work a little better. But maybe that's too close. Maybe that's better. Okay. So that's my plan. I'm going to pick this bad boy up and bring it over closer to you. You guys haven't probably seen this backpack because I only got it like the year before I moved here to Texas. And I honestly basically never got to use it hardly while I was in Idaho. I did use it for work for a little bit, but in terms of like actually going backpacking with it, I didn't use it a single time before we moved down here to Texas, which is kind of a bummer because there's a lot less camping, hiking, and backpacking opportunities in Texas. Because here in Texas, everything belongs to somebody. And even the things, and when things belong to people in Texas, they make you pay for it, which is weird. Especially because it's nature. It's not like they did the thing. It's not like they made it. But anyway, no more ranting. I have no complaints. I love it here in Texas. But my life is different. And this backpack is one of those ways. For this trip, we will not be going on a plane, which means I don't have to remove a bunch of this junk. Even though I also don't use that junk all that often. But every once in a while, I'll attach something to the top. Or more often, the more often use of all these carabiners and stuff is that you just never know when you're going to need a carabiner. And I pull them off of here all the time. And I usually try to put them back on. But anyway, so I've got some straps to undo here. Inside, we've got 2 wool blankets, which I will be taking on this trip because I just always do. So I've got my 2 favorite wool blankets. I'd like to have more wool blankets, but I don't. I've got a sleeping bag, which I'm not going to take on the trip because I'm pretty sure I won't need it. I'll be staying at people's houses, and in an Airbnb. And so yeah, I'm not gonna need a sleeping bag, I don't think. If I do need a sleeping bag, I will probably need it in like an indoor type of context. In which case, a wool blanket is better anyway, more comfortable anyway. So that's what I mean by that. Let's see. What? Almost fell over. So then let's see. Actually, let's reattach these. I'm probably. I don't know of anything that I really need to put in this middle space. So there's a reasonable chance I'm just gonna have it closed and we'll find a different place for the wool blankets, because the wool blankets don't take up enough space to really constitute the entire middle of the pack. So I'm taking them out temporarily, but they will go back in. And then, so here we have it in all of its glory. I don't really have anything I need to attach to here, although actually, this little knife that I keep on top, maybe I feel like that could be slightly more convenient in here, just because it's not as visible and easy for someone to take from me. Since it is just a backup anyway, there's no point having it. It's gonna disappear. So we've got two big sacks. Let me go through both of those sacks, and I've got these two sacks. Let me go through both of these sacks and pull out all the stuff that I normally have in here for camping, and I'll put it right there on the ground, right there on the ground, on there. That's the ground. So, first aid kit. I won't need that. I will not be leaving civilization at any point during this trip. Water purification systems. I think it's two different systems in here. I won't be, like I said, I won't be leaving civilization during this trip, so I don't need that. Toilet paper. It turns out this is the easiest thing to not, or this is the, if civilization has a hiccup where it just gets scared, it turns out this is the thing that's hard to find. So I'm actually going to take that with me anyway. Not to mention when you're driving long distances, you never know. So, on the side of the road, if you're sick, you might do something you don't want to. Up here, we've got some string, some tape. I'm not going to take that out just because it's not taking up hardly any room, and I might need some string. Who knows? I don't know. Okay, so that's everything in there. That was quick. Switch to the other side now. This side is a little bit more full right now, I think. Usually this side is also full of a bunch of tools, but I was using them last week, so they're out of there. We've got a mess kit. Pretty sure other people are feeding me for this whole trip, so I don't need a mess kit. More string, because, you can never have too much. But also, I already have some, emergency backup string. I don't need more. Citronella candle. I don't go anywhere without that. Classic old-fashioned compass. I don't go anywhere without that. Poncho. I ain't going nowhere without poncho. Did you know that it rains? Yeah, well, it does, and so you never know. 2 bandanas. Oh, no, a bandana and a buff. I use buffs basically all the time, even before COVID. So this one's a bit dirty. I'm going to replace that one. But bandana, I also don't need, but I'll put it back. It doesn't take up any room. And Mylar safety blanket. Yep, same argument as the poncho. These are just the most bare minimum possible emergency items that I ever do anything with. I don't go anywhere without a poncho to stay dry and a Mylar blanket to stay alive. So I'm gonna grab a different one of these. So I guess I'll put it with the wool blankets to remember that I'm gonna replace that. What is this? Oh, hand sanitizer. Yeah, that can't hurt. And then up here, we've got, it's all one compartment, but there's a zipper up on top. We've got a headlamp. Let's make sure it works. Earplugs, because you never know when the guys are going to want to go shooting. Yep, it does work. Ooh, that's a good one. I like this one. This is an Energizer one. I like Energizer ones. And another big lighter, apparently, which I don't need, but I just don't need to remove it. Because the reality is, when you go on a road trip, I don't need to put anything in these smaller pockets. The stuff I'm going to pack is going to be pretty much exclusively clothes, if you think about it. The only exception to that is the hiking stuff. So, all right. Now, let's start with things that are the weirdest shape. I think the weirdest shaped stuff is the cowboy boots. Do I need to take the cowboy hat? I use the cowboy hat whenever. So I don't know if you knew this, but I'm bald, and so in order to avoid getting sunburnt on top of my head, I wear hats pretty much all the time. And then if I'm going to be outside for a long time, I like to have more shade than that to shield my face and my neck and my ears. And so that's what I use cowboy hats for, is that they shade my ears and my neck as well. But I don't think I'm going to be outdoors for any extended period of time, except for when I go skydiving. So for the bachelor party. So I think we don't need the cowboy hat. I think I'm going to leave the cowboy hat behind. So, but the cowboy boots still need to go. You know what I can do? I can probably put the cowboy boots right here. That's my guess. Under these straps. Oh, don't fall over. There's Erica's cowboy boots for the wedding. Here's my cowboy boots for the wedding. And if you put them together on the back of here, it kind of works. Doesn't really work all that well. They don't. The heels of them are a little too wide to fit into the bar, so it doesn't quite work. I kind of want to try it anyway. Watch me. Although I could pack them into this bag, the day bag. That's what I could do. I could pack them into the day bag, and then this day bag feels really heavy. What do I have in here? Yeah, it's just the normal stuff, it feels like. Is that what I should do? Or I could put the cowboy boots in a suitcase and then strap the suitcase into the backpack. This is gonna be more practical, but I'm not sure they'll fit. Let's try it out and find out. Oh, so this is my Diamondback. It's the Nitro 26 day pack, and it compresses down to way less than 26, obviously, but when it's full and expanded, then it's like 26. Can I fit 2 pair of boots in here though, or just 1? That's the problem that I'm thinking right now. So you can kind of see. Put them in like that. Yeah, okay. We got 1 boot, and then like this. And that fits in, but like, where the heck is the other pair of boots gonna go? And also, there's so much unused space when I do that. No, that was just a water purification system, but it's a smaller one. Let's see here. Well, let's at least try it, see if we can fit another boot in here. More than 1 boot in. That's a no Ghost Dragger. It's narrower at the bottom than it is at the top of this backpack, which is a nice feature for running, which is like most of what I've ever used this backpack for, is when I need to carry equipment and run. But to be honest, I don't do that here in Texas very much. Hmm. Hmm. Do the waterproof bag. That could work. Who am I kidding? I can strap them to the outside of this bag. Watch this. What was I thinking? Look at this. I'll show you guys. I'll show you how it's done. Here we go. So this backpack, one boot here, one boot here. We can even tighten it down if we need to after we get the other stuff in. Yeah, obviously that's the way to go. We'll do that. Okay, so that does mean though that the boots are actually going to be last, not first. Fun facts. Okay, so is there anything else that needs to come out of this thing? I don't think so. I've got my Mora companion knife. Well, I don't know if it's actually a companion, I guess, but stainless steel Mora. I'll bring that. That'll be my. Well, I shouldn't say primary blade because obviously this will be my primary. But although I don't really know where I want to put this on here. I know where I normally put it, but with those boots in that position, I won't be able to put it there. We'll probably figure that out last. That knife. Okay, well let's start getting into let's do the clothes. I think next. That's what we'll do next. Look, I'm gonna pack this whole side, the whole one side, full of clothes. Whatever's left, I'll put on this side, and yeah, that should be a good start. So, in terms of clothes that I'm packing, so here's the way I pack clothes for a trip. I don't pack an individual costume, an individual outfit. That's the word I was looking for. I don't pack an individual outfit for each day, primarily because I don't know what I'm going to want to wear that day. No, I'm kidding. That's totally not the reason. Partly, it's because I don't pay enough attention to the schedule or the itinerary to know how many days I'm going to be gone. I don't remember off the top of my head when we're getting back, and it would take me like a matter of seconds to open up my phone and look and find out. But that's not who I am. So who I am instead is that I'm going to make a flexible system. So here's what we got. We got one day of the handsomest clothes. This is the handsomest clothes. We've got my favorite, most handsomest pair of jeans. Got my handsomest pair, or not pair, but collared shirt. Handsomest t-shirt. And nicest wool socks. And my happiest underwear. Huzzah, right? So that's fairly simple, or at least in theory. Then I have the wedding clothes, which is these Ariat pants that we're wearing for the wedding. I'm bringing 2 white shirts because I couldn't remember which one is the one that I'm supposed to bring. And then I'm bringing normal underwear, normal socks, and it should be good. Then we've got maximum comfort for tomorrow when we're on the road, which is obviously Chubbies. Then we've got a nice cotton, what's it called? Well, anyway, it's a long sleeve t-shirt basically, and a pair of short socks, a pair of underwear. Then we have a minimum effort outfit, which is obviously a Pizza John, happy underwear, normal socks, short socks, and a pair of sweats. Because I do suspect it's going to be colder there than it is here, although probably not all that cold, but probably in the 50s. And then I also have, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to bring this sweatshirt or this sweater but I am definitely bringing the jean jacket. So that's pretty much our thing. If I end up needing something other than the jean jacket for the wedding because it's too cold outside, I'll probably just tough it out because weddings are worth it. But then, all right, so I'm gonna start putting these outfits in. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense for me to say, "Oh yeah, you guys have seen me pack before," because I'm certain that you haven't. But I am super particular about the way I pack things, which is part of why packing sometimes, not always, but sometimes takes longer than either I or anyone else anticipates. And so, and the thing that makes that different is the way I roll up my clothes. Not everything. I don't usually roll up my pants, but shirts, underwear, socks, they're all super easy to roll up, and they save a lot of space that way. So here we go. Show you how I do this. So you take the bottom of the shirt. This is a Pizza John, obviously. Happy Pizza Miss. It's currently Pizza Miss. I think you can still get Pizza John shirts for the next like 1 or 2 days or something like that. Yes, don't worry. I already bought my 2 Pizza Miss shirts this year, as I do every year. But anyway, you take your hands, so it's like this, and you flip the first like 3 to 4, sometimes if you need to 5 inches up or out or whatever you want to call that. And you take it like this. Usually I do this on like a table, but then you fold it into thirds, which hopefully you know how to fold a t-shirt into thirds, because that's pretty simple. Doot, 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 doot. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. You couldn't see that. But here, I'll redo it. There we go. So I've got the bottom folded up over itself, and I fold it into thirds. There's some military name for this, folding it this way. I don't remember what it is. It's been a while since I learned it back when I was homeless. And then I take this end and I roll it nice and tight. Now, you can roll it not tight, but then it sucks more. So I try to roll it fairly tight. So, and the nice thing about this too is it's a lot more versatile for things like backpacks and stuff that's weird shapes. Unlike yours. Oh yeah, so then at the end you flip it over. Right, that makes sense. So that's how that works. First item installed in the backpack. There we go. Now, next up is these sweatpants. Because it's a long cylindrical compartment that it's going into, I am going to roll these up. I'm just not going to like ranger roll. That's what it's called. I'm just not going to ranger roll them. So part of that is that pants are just annoying and not worth the work to ranger roll, I think. And then there we go. Yeah, that's probably the outfit that I'll use the least, or is the least likely to get used. All the other ones I pretty much know I'm going to use them. So we got. Zip this up a little bit. For the next outfit, you just put smaller things in there. Then Henley, that's what these are called. I can't remember. Give a second there. Yeah, folding up my clothes is, I think, the best reason to clear the table. Like, I almost always will completely clear the table in order to get ready for a road trip. And it does, because it's not like it's normally cleared all that often. There's almost always various projects happening on it, and but I'll almost always clear the table for this. But we're in here today. We're doing it on the live stream, doing it for your pleasure. So I feel like I have mentioned Ranger rolling at some point on my YouTube channel. Probably did some video at some time back when I was doing a lot of YouTube videos that weren't live streams. But this is what it's like. Packing with Nick. Yeah. We're going skydiving for the bachelor party, which seems like a lot to me, but I am not excited about it. I do not like falling under any circumstance, and I have never in my life wanted to skydive. So, but also, if that's what the guys are going to do, that's what the guys are going to do. So, if I had been a part of the decision-making process, I probably would have voted against it. But also, the only reason I wasn't a part of the decision-making process was because of my own negligence and neglect. I was not checking my emails when the guys were talking about what we were going to do. So I could have maybe had some influence or sway. However, I hate email. I hate email a lot. And it's worthless. And somehow, by some fluke, I've gotten onto, these are for tomorrow. JK. So let me grab this. I'll just wear the same socks I'm wearing today. All right. So these are for tomorrow. Luna, can you hold these for me? Yeah? You gonna keep them safe for me for tomorrow? Yeah? You just want a WAOK after this. That's what you want. She's gonna learn how to spell that word eventually. This is the tomahawk holder. I am not planning on taking the tomahawk with me this time. So I do love to take it. I took it to the last wedding we went to, but oh my, this one has a big yellow stain on the shirt. Look at that. I hope this is not the one they want. We were. Like, for this kind of shirt, I just fold it into thirds, put the arms in, and then roll it from the collar, basically. So, roll the whole collar. So it ends up looking, kind of like a normally folded thing, I guess, but slightly more compact. I probably could hang that up, but I also probably will have access to an ironing opportunity for the wedding. This one doesn't have any stains. And this is the one that stays tucked in better, which is a nice feature. And this is the one that's warmer and thicker and more comfortable. So this is the one I'm hoping is for the wedding. The other one is the one from my wedding. I can't remember which white shirt it was that I'm supposed to wear for this wedding. It was funny though, because during my wedding, or our wedding, the shirt kept coming untucked the whole time, and so in the end we were like, oh man, we should just had you wear the ones that had already been tried and tested. Should have just worn my normal white shirt instead of getting a whole new white shirt that it turns out after an hour isn't tucked in anymore. That's an annoying feature. That's a bug, not a feature. Yeah, it's me. These are the pants for this wedding. Some nice new Ariats. It's nice that the pants for this wedding are actually going to be useful pants afterwards. So that's nice. I don't know if you could guess yet by the cowboy boots and everything, but this couple's a pretty outdoorsy type couple. We got wool socks. Push those all the way into the depths. We got underwear. And we got another t-shirt to fold. I love this. This is my all-time favorite Pizza John shirt. I love it. I wish more of the Pizza John shirts were like, what do you call it? Like nature themes, right? I'd love some more nature themed designs. If I knew how or wanted to know how to make like digital designs, like digital prints, I would submit so many Pizza John ideas. But the reality is, I don't really want to have to learn that. I would much rather stick to my good old-fashioned pens and papers. So, I've drawn a few Pizza Johns, but never really had a good way to submit them, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I don't know how to turn them into files, and I also don't really want to know how to turn them into files. If that makes sense. I'm sure it doesn't make sense to you, because I think that's a pretty weird hot take. It's not very normal. Well, you're saying that skill would be super practical and useful for me, especially because of the skills that I already have? Oh, okay. Well, I don't think I want that skill. You know, nobody talks like that. You know what I mean? But I do. Which, speaking of that, I'm making plans to set up an Etsy store this coming year and sell my original drawings. So, if any of you either are interested in buying any of my original drawings, or like if you've seen them on the Instagram, I'll put the Instagram in the description of this video. But and so I don't really know what is the way that people prefer to acquire their original drawings. Like if it's not a print, you know what I mean? Like, do you want it pre-framed? Do you want it to show up in a tube like a poster or something like that? Or I just don't know what is most convenient for my customers or my potential future customers. So that's a thing I need to research before we get too busy around Christmas time. Because that's when I plan on opening the Etsy. Is plan on opening it. I don't know, maybe a couple days before Christmas, but probably right after Christmas is when I'll open it. That's my plan. So, okay. I think we can close up this side and call this side good. We can start on the other side. Starting with my Wranglers. Wrangler, 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 Wrangler. That's not a thing. I don't think that's that thing song. I really don't. I'm going to put hoodie in there. This is my Camp Marvin hoodie. Love that. I think the only thing we'll have to hang up will be Erica's made Erica's dress. I'll leave the tie with it too. They're matching, so that's cool. All right, I think we've got nearly everything in there. I'm also thinking I might swap out the hoodie for these guys. No, I'm not. Nope. Here we go. We got the toiletries that need to go in. I'm going to rearrange them a little bit. I need to clean this box out. This box is nasty. It's all dirty. And I need to remember to go get some new razor blades for shaving. Okay, let's see how well this will fit in there. The nice thing about these Eberlestock backpacks is that there's like a million different ways you can configure things. The not so nice thing about them also though is that there's just so many different options for how to configure it. It's like every time you gotta think about what exactly you want to do or want the backpack to do, you know. So it's always a little bit different. Trying to think. I'm sure, you know, once you get there or once you're on the road, then you always think of things. But I can't think of anything right now. So I think we will try and strap down this stuff in the middle. Because we can probably fit these wool blankets into the smaller day pack. And then I'll just strap the day pack in the middle. That's what I'm thinking. This may surprise you, but I really like this backpack. So any excuse, because I end up using it for everything. Like You go on a little tiny hike, I bring the backpack. You go hanging out with the buddies, I bring the backpack. Do anything, I bring this backpack everywhere because it's just so convenient. It's exactly the most convenient size. It's great. Just stinking great, you guys. So I think of all the backpacks I've ever had, this little Nitro 26 is almost certainly the one I've used the most and most effectively. Like it fulfills basically all of probably like 90% of my backpack needs. This little backpack can do. Basically, the only times it doesn't is when like I'm going on a real camping trip. But if we're being honest, before I ever had this one, I still did that all the time. So, but I just used. Oh, I have a. Maybe I'll show you some other time. Yeah, that's a nice, tight, snug fit. Perfect. One of the nice things about doing it this way too is I end up with gobs of water storage because I have this backpack which has 3 liters plus. I almost always have an Nalgene on the other side. So yeah, it's just like super overkill. Which, if you know me very well, you know that I appreciate some good old-fashioned overkill. I don't remember which rule of Zombieland that is, but it's an important rule. I think the rule in Zombieland is double tap. But I just apply that as the rule of overkill, which I tend to do, or at least prefer to do, for basically everything. So. As you can tell by my super, way more hardcore than necessary backpacks for a road trip. I'm not even going to have to carry this stuff. But any excuse to get to use my backpacks and practice with them is a good excuse. So these desperately need to be tightened, obviously. There we go. That's super tight, nice and compressed. That backpack is not going anywhere. I haven't even put the second one on yet. Although the second one will not need to be nearly as tight either. Although the tighter it is, the less it will bounce around and stuff. Throwing it around. Nick, why do you use backpacks for your luggage even when you're not going to be backpacking with your backpacks or having to carry your luggage? Mostly because there's this old Italian song that goes something like, "You never can tell." And I think that's true. And yeah, I like it. And it lets me use a bunch of gear that lately I have not been getting to use. So, yeah. There it is. Oh, No, I'll do it in front of you. I'll show you how this works. It's pretty simple. It doesn't really require an explanation, but here it is. Basically, I'm just rolling out the straps, and it's got these Velcros on either side of it, so that once you do it all the way, if you're used to, if you're spoiled rotten like I am, because you have Eberlestock backpacks, then you probably understand what I'm talking about. But if you don't, then spoil yourself. Go get yourself an Eberlestock backpack, because it's like the silly little things that nobody else thinks about, like having a way to secure all your straps so that they're not annoyingly just like flailing around or whatever. It's the little things like that that just make things better. It's like you can tell that they are actually thinking about what it's like to use their product. And I feel like most companies, they make their product for the purpose of selling their product. They don't make their product for the purpose of using their product. Does that make sense? I think there's a big difference there. And Eberlestock's products, their backpacks are ridiculous. Well, I like overkill. And I also like overbuilt. So overbuilt, overtrained, all that stuff. So yes, that's what these backpacks are. They're way wonderfully, perfectly overbuilt. Which is a gigantic blessing. So, because hopefully this backpack will last long enough, I'll be able to pass it on to my kids or my grandkids or somebody. I don't know who's going to want it, but whoever wants it, that's who's going to get it when I'm done using it. Although, to be fair, I think that'll probably be when I'm dead or close to it. I will always find reasons to use. My favorite things. Is this one of my favorite things? I don't know. It's probably not on the top 10 list, but it's definitely up there. All right. Let's tuck these in. That's one thing I don't like about the design of these things. Kind of just flop around. But see what I mean, though? I mean, you can really just pack anything you could possibly think of into this backpack. There are very few limitations. Which reminds me, I was going to put a book in there. Let's do that now before I forget. So we got my drawing book. Here, I'll show you a few of them. You guys probably haven't. Some of you might not have seen them if you don't follow me on Instagram. You might not have seen my drawings. I'm going to choose which ones I show you because some of them are unfinished, and that makes them less fun to show you. There we go. It's a tree. This is what they call a forest of trees. If you want to see like better better visualizations of these drawings, you're welcome to go to my Instagram, the Nicholas Barnett Instagram, not the Back Road Preacher Instagram. There we go, a little cottage in the woods. Here's another little cottage. I like that one with the thatch roof. Ain't that great? I recently found out that modern roofs often get replaced every 30 or 20, 30 years or so, which I definitely assumed that they lasted longer than that. I love that with the treehouse. And thatch roofs also get replaced every, like usually, if you do a good job, every 30 years or so. So our modern roofs don't last any longer than thatch roofs. They don't have anywhere near as much insulated property. Our modern roofs are much more complicated to fix. If part of it goes wrong, you basically need to remove the whole thing. And so, like, the only things that are great about our roofs compared to thatch, like the old-fashioned thatch roofs, is these are much faster. Like the labor cost of installing a thatch roof, especially nowadays when nobody knows how to do it, obviously it's super expensive. But anyway, that was just a weird thing I noticed recently when I was just like thinking, and I saw like how often people replace their roofs. Dad, your sound's not working. I have no idea why. Oh, geez. Let's see if I can figure it out. Why the sound's not working. Oh, the clicker's not working either. It's weird. There we go. Sound's not working. Does it say? Look like it. No, there we go. Can you hear me now, Dad? Well, maybe it's on your end, Dad, because it looks like it's working on my end. But sorry about that. So this is my backpack system. We're gonna put this inside right here, like that. And we've also got a book we're taking with us, Neil Sperry's Complete Guide to Texas Gardening. Currently my favorite reading right now. Yeah. Now I think we've got it all. Okay, let's try this again. It's probably too tight for me to close now, though, because of how much I've tightened it before. We'll see. Oh, I think we'll get it. Don't worry, you guys. Yeah, no problem. Perfect. There we go. Bring this back down. Tuck these back in. I do hate how these just stay go out. And they got the big honking zippers on them, so they're noisy too. There we go. What's up? That's my backpack. It's ready for Oh, no, it's not ready. We've still got to put the crowning achievement on it, the cowboy boots. Once we have the cowboy boots on there, then it'll be perfect. Then it'll be ready. Cool. So that's my first ever episode of Packing with Nick. Well, and Unpacking with Nick. Unpacking and Packing with Nick. So there we go. I think I remembered everything. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Or somebody will. So anyway, as you guys know, I write every week. And my writing, if it's unfinished, it gets posted to Patreon privately. And if it is finished, so a lot of my short stories and my poetry ends up getting finished, that's the stuff that I post to the Patreon publicly. So if you're not a patron, you're certainly welcome to go see what some of my stuff is like, my writing. There's usually only a few posts on there at a time. You're welcome to go see some samples, and you're also welcome to become a patron and see some more. As I have updates about the various stories that I'm working on, and whenever I am looking for feedback on things, for being my Patreon, my only patron through this kind of transitional year where I'm going from making the YouTube videos I used to make to making a weekly live stream, which I've almost successfully done a live stream every week this year. I think I've missed 3 weeks, I think I missed 4 weeks total out of the year so far. And I think, fingers crossed, I won't miss any more, but I might not be able to upload when we are in Big Bend, which is coming up, which I'm excited about. Maybe I'll do a packing video about that too. But for that video, I will probably not be near some good internet. So anyway, hit that bell, stay well, and I will see you next week at the same time, 6:06.